Good afternoon, everyone. May I have a good afternoon? I think everyone had a nice lunch. So maybe a bit of a more enthusiastic good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. That was better. So I'd like to take some of your time to especially thank our sponsors, without whose support this event would not have been possible and its success would not have been possible. And I'd also like to invite our sponsors on the stage to talk about themselves, what they're doing, and how their organization is and how it works. So first of all, please give us a round of applause for Anthony from Chef.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, my name's Anthony Rees, and I work for Chef. I'm based in Melbourne, Australia. And I want to thank everyone for attending today. It's been really fantastic, the conversations that we've been having with everyone here. I know that we ran out of T-shirts, but we'll have more tomorrow, so come and see us. The other thing that I want to call out too is that tomorrow at 10:15, we've got Victoria and Hannah, who are going to be speaking about InSpec. They'll be doing some demonstrations. We'll also be there to talk to you a little bit more about Habitat as well. And that's important because Chef is more than just an infrastructure as code platform. And what I want you to do is, I want you to think about that. I want you to come and talk to us. We're already having some amazing conversations with many of you. But I think if we can help you to understand and how to be able to leverage InSpec and be able to do compliance as code, and also Habitat and be able to push your applications onto multiple platforms more simply and make that really easy for you, that's really the job that we're trying to achieve. So come along and have a chat to us. Victoria and I are in the booth at the moment. We're happy to field your questions and have some really great conversations with you. We've also got Nathan back this afternoon. You would have all seen him speak this morning. And also Matt Ray is out with us as well. If you haven't listened to his podcast, you should definitely listen to his podcast. It is fantastic. So come and speak to us. We're always happy to chat to you. And thank you very much for inviting us along and enabling us to talk to you. So have a great DevOps time, okay? And come and speak to us. We'd love to have more conversations with you. Thank you, everyone.
Hello. Thank you, Anthony. Next, we have Gojek. Please welcome Sankalp and Pranshu.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible? Yeah. So I hope you have a nice lunch. I'm Sankalp, and I'm joined by my colleague Pranshu. He's a project manager at Gojek for systems and automation.
Thank you, Sankalp. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So before we go ahead any further and talk about Gojek, let me quickly introduce my colleague Sankalp. Sankalp is the tech lead for systems and automation stream. Tech lead. So what that technically means is that he, along with his team of 9 members, are responsible for migration of over 8,000 boxes, 8,000 virtual machines with an average peak load of about 200,000 RPM. So that's a crazy number, 200,000 requests per minute. And when we talk about Gojek, we have often heard scale, growth, the rapid growth that we are going. So, Sankalp, why don't you talk about what scale is Gojek actually operating at?
Yeah, so it's not been long when we set up our first NAT server, but now today we have 8,000 VMs. In terms of products, in terms of microservices, we have grown more than 250 microservices. Then, in 18 months, it's been a 900x growth. We have around 300,000 drivers at any moment. And we have completed 100,000 bookings. So the growth is massive. And yeah.
So some of these fun facts are available for discussion, review at the Gojek booth as well. So when we talk about the scale, So the challenge with scale is that at that scale, your growth rate changes rapidly, right? So you're solving new problems, there are new opportunities to look after. So how do you handle that growth?
So there are always new problems coming up, which is the interesting part of being at Gojek. We had to come up with the solutions for the access. When you are small, you can start with giving access through a job or something. But when you grow up, you have so many developers, and when you have to manage the access, you have to build something like self-serve. When in terms of deployment, if you'll talk about it's a 9-member team, and you have so many developers, so many microservices, and so many deployments going on. You don't want to be the bottleneck. So you start building self-serve solutions. So we are building self-serve deployments, so using Kubernetes and internal monitoring system. Yeah.
So would you want to talk about some of the tech stack that we are currently using, how we have improvised over a period of time?
Yes. So we are using Clojure, Go, Java extensively. We are migrating everything to Kubernetes. We are focusing on asynchronous communication, so we are using Kafka. And yes, yeah, more or less.
So what is it about working at Gojek that is so interesting?
So it is the people. The people are very nice, and the problems are hard. So I can give you a couple of examples. Like because of the scale, the problems that we are hitting is the network drivers in the AWS machines are not able to scale. So we are patching up the code and all. I can tell you, I can share more war stories for Gojek. I'm here today and tomorrow. You can come and I can give you more detail about what Gojek does, how is the scale and all. I'm crossing the 3 minutes timeline, which is I have to hurry up.
So thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for standing by us. We are at the Gojek booth. Feel free to drop by to discuss more, to know more about how we are doing things and how we are innovating things. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a huge round of applause for our sponsors. Gold sponsors, Gojek and Chef, and silver sponsors, Microsoft and OpenEBS.